Abacha's loot was spent on lifting Nigerians out of poverty, so says the federal government. President Muhammadu Buhari's special advisor on social investments, Mariam Uwais, has disclosed that General Sani Abacha's loot, which was recently recovered, was spent on lifting Nigerians out of poverty. Uwais said the total cumulative amount disbursed from the Abacha loot between August and September of 2018 and September/October 2019 from the International Development Association credit was in excess of $76 million and also in excess of $27 million. Now they are insisting that the recovered funds was well utilized and not looted as was the case in the past. Uwais added that the decision to disburse the recovered Abacha loot to poor Nigerians was reached by the Swiss government, the World Bank, and the federal government. Now, so people on social media are asking, for proof, that this money were actually, disbursed to poor Nigerians, and who are these poor Nigerians really, that this money was paid to?
Well, when you are in a country where it's not, there is no statistical data for some certain things, that is what we get. For instance, now we clamor on this particular platform when the issue of sending money to impoverished people, and we ask some certain questions. How did you want to define somebody that are serious in poverty? That one is one. Then two, what are the yardsticks and attributes you've used in picking some? Because in every environment, somebody that is poor in Lagos, the manner is going to be very poor. Very poor. It's going to be different from the one of Ogun State. The one of Ogun State is going to be different from Oyo State. What are the yardsticks that you've used? That one is one. Then two, those people you are giving stipends. You can't tell me that you give somebody 5,000 and you take that person out of poverty. It's not possible.
Exactly.
Because if you want to go by the definition of poverty that relates to our environment, somebody that is serious in poverty will not have a place to live, will not have the means of eating, and will not be able to clothe himself. Tell me what 5,000 will do in this particular ramification. Although there could be some social programs they've been doing, but a situation in which we in the country, we don't know our exact population. One, we don't even know exact calculation of those people that are employed. We don't have those people that are unemployed. We don't have those people that are poor. How are you going to justify all these we really want to? And that is the problem we are going to have. They may be having they may have undertaking some certain social program. But what is the statistic and how you want to really show the proof is very, very important.
Very important. All right, Mr. Shopito.
I guess we have to take her word for it, because that's the way it works in this area, in this part of the world. How in other parts of the world, she would publish a report.
Yes.
So what they're supposed to do is to publish a report that would show in some manner, perhaps with validation from those organizations she's spoken about, the World Bank and all that, how the funds flowed from the foreign governments that repatriated those monies back
into
to us,
our own
federal account, and how that specific fund was disbursed.
Actually, they disbursed using the cash transfer program.
Yes, I know.
So
they need to show us reports. They can't just be telling us, because if they are telling us this verbally, then we have to take her word for it, and it shouldn't be that way. And like he said, it's a bit of a joke that Mrs. Uwais is saying that we've used Abacha's money to take people out of poverty.
Out of poverty.
What the hell? What's the definition of poverty? How can you say by sharing 5,000 naira per month, or even the trader money and all of those other SIP projects can take people out of poverty? I don't understand. So for me, I think that these guys need to really take us more serious. We're actually a country of very intelligent people, and sometimes I think our government doesn't understand.
For purposes of clarity, can we actually define, going by the Nigerian experience, can we define poverty means in today's Nigeria? So we can begin to understand what it means when you have removed that person from poverty.
So poverty, first of all, means, like he said, that you probably are struggling with shelter, right? You don't have a place to live. You probably are struggling with food. Let's even leave shelter. People in poverty cannot feed once a day. I'm not talking of 3 meals, or I'm not talking of 1 meal meal per day. Most of them don't feed once a day. You probably eat once every 2 days or once every 3 days, and then you keep waiting for the next one. That's why the United Nations says definition of poverty is somebody living on less than $1.92 per day. $1 per day is 300 naira. So that means that we're talking of about 600 naira per day for you to eat 3 meals, for you to take care of your transportation to wherever you are going, for you to take care of clothing. 600 naira in a day. So how many Nigerians? Look, the statistics says that we have over 100 million Nigerians below that poverty line as defined. What are we talking about? How do you take, so for you to take somebody out of that line, it means that you have given the person the ability to earn more than that per day. Per day. Now, please, ma, calculate 600 naira per month, right? That's 6 times 3, 18,000 naira. So if the government is saying we're giving conditional cash transfers, 5,000 naira per month, you haven't taken anybody out of poverty now.
That's not even halfway.
You have not done anything.
Somebody that have headache before, you not giving me 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira cannot cater for headache.
So I think ordinarily what should happen, look, I understand this SIP thing and I think it's necessary. It's a necessary first step in the process of poverty eradication or alleviation, but it's not the solution. It's supposed to be a first step to sort of provide succor while you now implement the more medium-term solutions to help people become economically independent. Until you do that, you have not done nothing. So that's it.
It is a sad situation.
That's why and that's why when the current president really establish a ministry in terms of taking care of those people that have a natural disaster, whatever. Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. And this is the kind of ministry that needs to really work, especially go to the rural area. You can't be giving money to those people in Lagos, especially in the cities, and you now say they are very poor. There are a lot of people that even in the north that we said that our minister said that you can feed yourself with 30 naira, which is not even possible. That if you go there, some of them, they may have access to some certain food, but they don't have money. You see somebody that will tell you that he has not even had 1,000 naira in a month. He may have access to food and whatever, but he doesn't have money. And this is the kind of thing, you don't have a very good housing program, because housing is so important. As long as food is very, very important, housing is also very, very important. You said you are giving somebody 15,000 naira, he has no place to live. What did you know? Even by now having a place to live, they will steal that 15,000 naira from him. Then he go back to square one. And that is the problem. Nigerian government needs to do more about that.
Well said. All right, Michael from Meron says, how many Nigerians do they lift out of poverty? I dare say it's a blatant lie. I don't see any government in place anywhere. All right, Mr. Abiodun Shokwiton is reacting and he says the money ought to have been spent on infrastructural development. The outsiders should not tell us how to spend such money. This will benefit the poor better. Okay, Harrison says, I had expected you to commend those officials in Moshalashi, because I must say those last man in particular are doing a wonderful job, because without doing it that way, I bet you traffic will get to Abeson Gate in Ekpaja. Harrison, I completely agree with you. I have no issue with the last mile officials. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they should fix the traffic lights to make the job easier for them. For them, and also to stop confusing road users. Okay, well, thank you anyways for pointing that out. All right, a chronic lie from the pit of hell, so says Bright from Ikorodu, and he went on to say, what yardstick do they use to measure poverty? The so-called politicians have maximized Abacha's loot to their personal aggrandizement. May God help this country. Thank you, Bright, for your message. Eze from Alimosho says, it is unfortunate that we find ourselves in a nation where the government is claiming that 10,000 trader money lifted her citizens out of poverty. What a pity. We need another nation. All right, let's go to WhatsApp. Let's go. Where is the nation going to be located? In Alimosho local government. Okay, let's go to WhatsApp for a bit. All right, this one says, okay. Okay. Like I always say on this program, if you use a certain strong terms, I would not read your message.